Say hello to the Minimal Phone, live and in the flesh. The keyboard e-ink display phone that's designed to give your life back, right? So we get so absorbed in all of our different devices and especially our phones all day long looking at them. They've even got conditions now named for the problems people get with headaches in the back of their neck from looking down at their phone all the time. So this is actually, I think, maybe a kind of time and place moment, a product that I think we probably need, or at least some of us do. I don't know if I'm the target audience because I'm always addicted to my phone and my job requires me to use it, but there's a lot of folks out there who miss the physical keyboard, which I certainly have, which has been nice to have a physical keyboard again. And then you get the e-ink display 4:3 ratio, 600 by 800 resolution, 3,000 milliamp battery. It's even got NFC for wireless contactless payments. It's got 15 watt wireless charging. It's got Qi wireless charging, USB-C charging on the bottom. It's got a headphone jack, a mono speaker on the bottom, which is better than I thought it would be. And you can put an external SD card slot in it. So there's a lot of neat things going on here. And it comes in the 3 different colors, of course. It's got the white model, the black model. It's kind of got the two-tone one as well, which you can see here in this video clip. And just throwing this out there, it's a pre-production model, right? So I believe they're going to go into production very soon, if not already in production. I think Minimal is planning on making a statement about this very soon. And I know there's a lot of concerns. And I didn't realize there was a lot of concerns. I didn't pre-order it personally. I was waiting until it came out so I could order one. But I got a lot of comments from folks whenever I was excited saying, hey, I'm gonna go see the phone. And there was a lot of people like, oh, is it real? Is it actually happening? Is this a scam? And I don't really get that impression at all. Actually, the folks that I met with, they seem very, very passionate about this. And that's great because it's a startup company and this is their first phone. So I think there was an original target date, maybe around August, September. Probably if they asked me, I would have said it's a little overzealous to get a device to the market for the first time. But yes, this pretty complete product already that I've got here in my hands, as well as the other ones that I saw. And they are very, very diligently working to get this out to you guys and gals who pre-ordered it. And I think there's going to be an update on that very soon. But yeah, it's real. Right, live in the flesh. It's working unit. It's got Android 14. It's got the MediaTek Helio G99 processor. There's no 5G, and I don't actually see there being a big problem with that. One, because being a startup phone company, even certain big companies have problems getting their phones whitelisted in the U.S. So works just fine. You like T-Mobile, probably AT&T as well, probably Verizon. You put your SIM card in it. Likely it would only get 4G LTE anyway if it had a 5G modem in it. So it's got voice over LTE, it's got 4G LTE, and Wi-Fi, all that business. But overall, oh, it's even got a camera. It's cool. Like the camera is down there in the bottom left corner, and you've got the regular one on the back. So it's a pretty complete phone, but at the same time, it's got an e-ink display. So just to temper some expectations here, this isn't an iPhone. This isn't a Samsung phone. This is not a Pixel, and it's not designed to be. It's designed to give you the basics, but full access to your apps. I even had people asking me, will it work with Waze? Yes, it'll work with Waze. It'll work with Android Auto. It works with your NFC. You can use your Google Wallet, all that stuff. So you still get the foundational stuff that you want. That you can pair a watch with it. You can use your smartwatch. So there's all the stuff that you need for a daily driver phone, but it's designed to give you what you need, but to use it less. And it's also easier on your eyes, e-ink display. It has a couple different refresh rate modes. Like there's a slower refresh rate mode that 1 is better for the battery and 2 is more like a traditional e-ink display. But then they have a faster mode where it's kind of sped up a little bit to where it gives you a little bit more usability when you're going back and forth between your apps and scrolling and things like that. So it is a different experience, but for somebody who's looking for this phone, for the target audience for this device who wants to have access to all the things you need for your daily life, but something that's going to keep you from sitting there and doom scrolling for 4 or 5 hours a day, to keep you from just constantly being sucked in, watching YouTube, TikTok, social media feed, all that stuff, this will allow you to do that. Of course, you can do it, but it's with an e-ink display, and it's something that's a little bit less conventional, but again, this is a niche product for a targeted audience, but an audience that exists nonetheless. And I think a lot of people have been trying to tap into it. And I think that they found a way to do this because for those out there who are still keyboard enthusiasts, as you can probably look around the market, you see there's not a whole lot of keyboard phones. So you get a physical keyboard. It's even got a fingerprint sensor built into the power button, which is nice. And then on top of that, you have fully functioning Android 14 as well. And I've used it for Twitter. I've used it, works great with Spotify. I was even surprised with the speaker. It was louder and better than I thought it would be. And then if you want to use your Bluetooth earbuds, you can do that. If you want to plug in your earbuds, you can do that too. Of course, one of the biggest features with this phone is the physical keyboard. So you got this nice, well-spaced out, chiclet style keyboard. It's got a membrane underneath it, so whenever you type it, it's got decent feedback on it. And then of course you've got it's got a nice clicky responsiveness, which I do like. You've got, of course, the Alt, the Shift key, little camera here, symbol key over here, and then you've got the number setup right here as well. Of course, all the symbols and everything. So it is something that I think works well and is complementary to the overall phone experience. And if you like physical keyboards, you're probably going to like this one. You get all the finer things in life that you would want, and maybe a simpler, less inclined to sit there and burn your retinas out every day. Of course, you don't have to worry about the blue light stuff. And the e-ink display is actually really nice. I don't have a whole lot of experience with e-ink displays to begin with. So whenever I got a hold of this one and I started testing it out and starting using it, I'm like, all right, this is kind of neat. And it's cool too because it is backlit. There are varying different degrees of the backlight. You can change like the color, the white tone, right? So it can be more yellow, it can be more white. So you can kind of set that up how you want for your individual preference. But the beautiful thing about e-ink, when you take it outside, that's like the best because you get all that natural illumination from the sun. It doesn't even need to be illuminated at that point. And it looks super bright when you're out in the sun and all those things for people who are concerned about that. But I got a lot of, I didn't realize how concerned people were about the phone. And I'm like, okay, it's a real phone. I've got it. Hopefully it'll be out here very soon for those of you who have pre-ordered it. But I think they're onto something. I think it's viable because, like I said, very targeted, very niche kind of thing. But we find ourselves in a world where we're more connected than ever with our phones. I mean, especially our kids. I know I am. Just sit there and stare at the phone all day long, needlessly, in many times and situations. So this really puts you back in control of your life to where you can use it in very targeted, purposeful, meaningful ways when you need to, but you can set it off to the side and put it back down on the charger whenever you don't feel the need to sit there and use it all the time. So I think it's something that's nice that can help create a good work-life balance or also just a good life balance in general. And it's great for at nighttime because you don't get the issues with like the blue light. And that's a big problem with some of the other things that we use, like all the massive inundation and saturation of our eyeballs with the blue light. It's not good. It's not good for your sleep and things like that. So it's nice. It's soft on the eyes. And hey, because of the 4:3 aspect ratio, a little bit wider screen here, it makes it great for being an ebook reader too. So if you like an ebook reader and you also like the complexity of having a smartphone that you can make your phone calls on, you can send your text messages, you can do your tweets or your threads or your posts or wherever you want, and be able to read some ebooks too, and then have really good battery because e-ink displays are so low on battery consumption, then I think that they carved out a little place for themselves that makes sense. And well, I think if you order one, you'll probably enjoy it. So again, this is not a review. It's like preliminary. Just talk about some of the specs, some of my thoughts and feelings on it, and maybe it might help out a little bit. I mean, like I said, I'm not a spokesperson for these guys by any stretch of the imagination, but hopefully it'll be here very soon. And I believe they're going to make an update on this to inform you guys and gals who pre-ordered them. And I know they've got a Discord. They've been posting stuff out on Twitter. So I think they're trying to meaningfully like get out there and engage with folks, maybe offer some reassurance. But if you're wondering if the phone is actually happening, it is. It's right here. And like I said, I saw the other models as well too. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and shut up here and get off here. I'm sure you got better things to do than look at me, listen to me talking and holding up a phone in my hand. But that's all I got in this video. If you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, I'll do my best to try and address them and in a meaningful way if I can give you answers. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.